back. Okay, so we're gonna put Oreo Jr. back there and let's get started. I know we skipped a couple of days, but the time didn't do what we wanted it to do. But we're back here. So we got Fairy Tale Friday. We're still doing the tales from Arabian Nights. And Scott, do you remember where we left off?
I think we're waiting for the next day since we tell the rest of the story.
Because we got King Henry VIII before he was king, before King Henry VIII, just over here, just often wives, just offing them. Uh-huh. So let's see how she gonna try to keep her head on her shoulders. Mm-hmm. The next morning, before the day broke, oh, I forget what did I name these people? uh, Deidre said to her sister, "Dear sister, if you are awake, I pray you go on with your story." The Sultan did not wait for S to ask his leave. "Finish," he said. "Girl, you better finish that story before he say, get your daddy up in there." The story of the genius and the merchant. I am curious to hear the end. So S went on with the story. This happened every morning. The Sultana told a story, and the Sultan let her live to finish it. When the merchant saw that the genius was determined to cut off his head, this is a rough world out here. He said, "One word more, and I entreat you. Grant me a little delay, just a short time to go home and bid my wife and children a farewell." Oh, I think we read this already, but we're going to do it again. "When I have done this, I will come back here and you shall unalive me." But the genius said, "If I grant you a delay, you ask, I'm afraid you will not come back." If a genie was going to unalive you, and this is for y'all too, if a genie was going to unalive you because you unalived his son, we can't verify that, and you was like, "Okay, give me a year off," would you give? Would do you think the genie would give you a year off?
I'll just let you. I need a year just
to get it together, and then I'll come back, and then you can unalive me.
Yeah, I don't know if I would trust that.
Y'all put in the comment section. Do you think the genie should trust this man? Because I wouldn't come back. I don't give a damn.
But he is a genie, so he's got magical powers, right?
Clearly not enough to save his son. Okay.
I mean, do we see a body?
No, and this is why I say alleged he unalived the son. But anyway, we gonna get back to this. Sorry, y'all. We already getting off script. "I give you my word of honor," answered the merchant, "that I will come back without fail." Sir, you better be lucky you ain't in 2026, because this would not be happening. He look up and his whole identity be gone. Anyway, "How long do you require?" asked the genius. "I ask you for a year's grace," replied the merchant. "I promise you that tomorrow, 12 month, I shall be waiting under these trees to give myself up to you."
And yeah, I'll wait. See if the question gets answered.
On this, the genius left him near the fountain and disappeared. He ain't saying nothing more. He just was like, "Okay, cool.
Okay.
So what's your question?"
Well, what if he's not there? Genie's just gonna be like, Genie doesn't say, "Well, okay, I just trust you're gonna be here." Like,
yeah. This is why he better be happy it wasn't 2026. Okay, period. Anyway, the merchant, having recovered from his fright, mounted his horse and went on the road. When he arrived home, his wife and children received him with the greatest joy. Okay, they happy to see you, sir. But instead of embracing them, he began to weep so bitterly that they soon guessed that something terrible was the matter. "Tell us, I pray you," his wife, "what has happened?" "Alas," answered the husband, "I only have a year to live." I'm like, what was you out there doing on that road? Is anybody else like, if I was the wife, if you was the wife, put it in the comment section using only emojis. What would you have thought your husband was out there doing? Because I'll be like, "Sir, did you get an STD?"
Maybe he just went to the doctor and the doctor said, "Oh, we got a year left."
Did you go get an STD, sir? Then he told them what had passed between him and the genius and how he had given his word to return at the end of the year to be unalived, which is interesting. When they heard the sad news, they were in despair and wept much.
What? The wife didn't say, "Oh no, you're not going back."
No, no, he's a man of his word.
Okay, well, doesn't sound like any wife I know.
I know, right? I'm like, you don't know no genius. The next day, the merchant began to settle his affairs, and first of all, to pay his debts. He gave presents to his friends and large alms to the poor. He is nice. This is a
What
nice
about
man.
your family? Don't they kind of need all this with
No,
you? Okay.
no, no. They just need to be
They
there to
just don't
support
care about
him.
us, man. He's just like, "Oh God, thank God someone's taking me away from the future."
Y'all just hold me back. He set all his slaves to liberty. Oh yeah, he is messing up the family. And provided for his wife and children. There you go. There you go. Right there. The years soon passed away and he was obliged to depart. When he tried to say goodbye, he was quite overcome with grief and with difficulty tore himself away. At length, he reached the place where he had first seen the genius on the very day that he had been appointed. He dismounted and sat down at the edge of the fountain where he awaited the genius in terrible suspense. Whilst he was thus waiting, an old man leading a hen, that's a hound. I think that's a dog. I think. But I don't know. Anybody out there know? Put it in the comment section. I don't know. Came towards him. They greeted one another. And then the old man said to him, "May I ask, brother, what brought you to this desert place where there are so many evil genii," which is what the genius is, "about? To see these beautiful trees, one would imagine it was uninhabited, but as it is a dangerous place to stop long in." The merchant told the old man why he was obliged to come here. He listened in astonishment. Like, your wife didn't tell you you ain't going back, sir? This is the most marvelous affair. I should like to be a witness of your interview with the genius.
Okay.
Let's pause for the cause. Time out. Flag on the play right here. Let me throw this red flag over here. Flag on the play. Is anybody else wondering, like, sir, are you into watching snuff films or what? Like, this man is like, this thing is gonna unalive me. So why are you just sitting there like, I want to watch?
I don't know.
Okay, this is a little weird, but okay. The second man had no sooner heard the story than he too decided to stay there to see what would happen. Okay, y'all into snuff films around there. He sat down by the others and was talking when a third old man arrived and asked why the merchant who was with them looked so sad. They told him the story, and he also resolved to see what would pass between the genius and the merchant, which, okay, girl. So waited with the rest. They soon saw in the distance a thick smoke, like a cloud of dust. The smoke came nearer and nearer, and then all at once it vanished, and they saw the genius, who, without speaking to them, approached the merchant, sword in hand. This what y'all want to see? This what they want to see out there in these streets. And taking him by the arm and said, "Get up and let me unalive you as you unalive my son." The merchant and the three men began to weep and groan. Is anybody else wondering why the other three men are weeping and groaning? Like, sir, y'all just there to watch the foolishness unfold. Why are y'all crying?
Well, maybe they, don't want to see the man unalive unnecessarily.
Then y'all should have kept it pushing. Okay. Let's get back to the book. Then the old man leading the dog, we just gonna call him a dog, threw himself at the monster's feet and said, "Oh, Prince of Genie, I beg of you to stay your fury and listen to me. I'm going to tell you my story and that of the dog I have with me. And if you find it more marvelous than that of the merchant whom you are about to unalive, I hope that you will do away with the third part of his punishment." What the hell is the third part of his punishment?
I don't know. There's just one punishment.
Okay. The genius considered some time and then he said, "Very well, I agree to this." The story of the first man and the dog. "Now, I am going to begin my short story," said the old man. "So please attend. This dog that you see with me is my wife." Okay, it is switched from Snuff to I'm gonna say bestiality.
I guess that's why it was a hen.
No, it's a dog. "We have no children of our own, therefore I adopted the son of our favorite slave and determined to make him my heir. The wife, however, took a great dislike to both mother and child, she jealous, which she concealed from me until too late. When my adopted son was about 10 years old, I was obliged to go on a journey. Before I went, I entrusted to my wife keeping both the mother and child and begged her to take care of them during my absence, which lasted a whole year. During the time, she studied magic in order to carry out her wicked scheme." What is going on here? Is anybody else wondering what the hell is this? Like, why does this sound like I forget which Bible character. This is a tale in the Bible, I feel like.
Well, stories are all kind of recycled.
Period. "When she had learned enough, she took my son to a distant place and changed him into a calf. Then she gave him to my steward and told him to look after a calf that she had brought. She also changed the slave into a cow, which she sent to my steward." Time out. Pause. I just thought of a great idea for this lady.
Mm-hmm.
The lady that do magic, not the one that got turned into a cow. Like, not all that. Think about what this woman could be a billionaire today if she learned magic and instead of getting jealous and turning, the son and the slave into cows and calves, she could be giving people bigger lips and bigger butts.
Well, that's one way to go.
Ma'am, rethink your strategy, ma'am. Stop being jealous and go get paid, ma'am. Use that magic to do all this plastic surgery for these people. Get their body snatched and right. Oh. But we gonna get back into this story. "When I returned, I inquired after my slave and the child. Your slave is unalive," she said. "And as for your son, I have not seen him for 2 months. I do not know where he is." I was grieved to hear of my slaves unaliving, but as my son had only disappeared, I thought I will soon find him. 8 months, however, passed, and still no tidings of him. When the feast of Baram came, I don't know if I'm mispronouncing it, I apologize if I am. To celebrate it, I ordered my steward to bring me a very fat cow to sacrifice. He did so. The cow that he brought was my unfortunate slave. I bound her, but just as I was about to unalive her, she began to low most piteously, and I saw the eyes were streaming with tears. Oh, Lord. That cow crying? That's sad.
It is.
Yeah. Aww. It seemed to me most extraordinary and a moment of pity. I ordered the steward to lead her away and bring another. My wife, who was present and also a hater, scoffed at my compassion, which made her malice of no avail. "What are you doing?" she cried. "Unalive this cow. It is the best we have to sacrifice." Ma'am, is anybody else wondering, like, chick, what is it to you? Calm down. To please her, I tried again, but the animal's lowes and tears disarmed me. "Take her away," I said to the steward, "and unalive her. I cannot." The steward unalived her, but on skinning her found that she was nothing but bones, although she appeared so fat. I was vexed. "Keep her for yourself," I said to the steward. "Keep what's her bones and some skin? What we supposed to do with that?" Sorry. I said to the steward, "And if you have a fat calf, bring that in her stead." In a short time, he brought a fat calf, which, although I did not know it, was my son. I tried to break the cord and it tried to break the cord and come to me. It threw itself at my feet with its head on the ground as if it wished to excite my pity and to beg me not to take his life. Okay, we got a bowing cow. I was even more surprised and touched at this action than I had been with the tears of the cow. "Go," I said to the steward, "take back this calf, take great care of it, and bring me another in its place instantly." As soon as my hater wife heard me speak this, she cried out, "What are you doing, husband? Do not sacrifice any calf but this." Mhm. "Wife," I answered, "I will not sacrifice this calf." And in spite of all her complaining, I remained firm. I had another calf unalived. This one was led away. The next day, the steward asked to speak to me in private. "I have come," he said, "to tell you some news which I think you will like to hear. I have a daughter who knows magic." Okay, girl, she over there doing tummy tucks and Botox and, facelifts. Get it, girl. Get your money. "Yesterday, when I was leading back the calf, which you refused to sacrifice, I noticed that she smiled and then directly afterwards began to cry. I asked her why she did so. 'Father,' she answered, 'this calf is the son of our master. I smile with joy at seeing him still alive, and I weep to think of his mother who was sacrificed yesterday as a cow. These changes have been wrought by our master's wife, who hated the mother and son.'" She is a hater, honey. "At these words, O genius," continued the old man, "I leave you to imagine my astonishment. I went immediately to the steward to speak to his daughter myself." Oh, and let me show y'all the picture. You got a whole cow over here begging, like, "Oh my God, don't do it, don't do it." Looking, Scott, don't do it, don't do it. First of all, I went to the stable to see my son, and he replied in his dumb way to all my caresses. When the steward's daughter came, I asked if she could change my son back to his proper shape. "Yes, I can," she replied, "on two conditions. Give me some money." No, I'm kidding. "One is that you will give him to me for a husband." Okay, girl, you better get your man. That's her man. That calf her man. Get your man, sis. "And the other is that you will let me punish the woman who is the biggest hater on the planet who changed him into a calf." I wonder if y'all can tell which words I ad-libbed in here. "To the first condition," I answered, "I agree with all my heart, and I will give you an ample dowry." I can't say that word right, so just do with it what you will. "To the second, I also agree. I only beg you to spare her life." "That I will do," she replied. "I will treat her as she treated your son." Then she took a vessel of water and pronounced over some words I did not understand. She was like,
Okay.
cadabra. Period. If anybody's looking for like facelifts, tummy tucks, come to me. I got that magic, baby. Anyway. Then, on throwing the water over him, he became immediately a young man once again. My son, my dear son, I exclaimed, kissing him in a transport of joy. This kind maiden rescued you from a terrible enchantment, and I am sure that out of gratitude you will marry her. Oh, wait, wait a minute. I guess he didn't get the boy's permission. What if he didn't want to marry her? Then what was she gonna turn him back into a calf?
Oh.
Okay, now he was taking some risks over there. He consented joyfully, but before they were married, the young girl changed my wife into a dog. Okay, girl. And it is she whom you see before you. I wished her to have this form rather than a stranger one. Y'all put in the comment section what y'all think he would have made instead of it, what that lady would have made her instead of a dog. If he had just been like, girl, do whatever you want. I would have made her into a platypus.
Okay.
Or a jellyfish, like something weird. But y'all put in the comment section what y'all would have made her. Scott, what would you have made her?
Cat.
That's not weird. That's wonderful.
Well.
You being nice. Platypus for me, or a jellyfish, or a koala bear. They're kind of dumb. Anyway, so that we would see her in a family without repugnance. Since then, my son has become a widower. Oh, R.I.P. to the chick that turned the son back and has gone traveling. I am now going in search of him and not wishing to confide my wife to the care of other people. I am taking her with me. Is this not the most marvelous tale? It is indeed, said the genius. And because of it, I will grant to you the third part of the punishment of this merchant. What the hell is the third punishment? And why would you want it? I got to look back on that. When the first man had finished his story, the second, who was leading two black dogs, said to the genius, I'm going to tell you what happened to me, and I am sure you will find my story even more astonishing than the one which you have just been listening. But when I have related it, will you grant me also the third part of the merchant's punishment? Am I missing something in this punishment?
Yeah, I don't know if you are. I am too.
Yeah, because the first punishment sounds horrible. So why the hell? Okay, girl, punish. It's the word punishment for me. Yes, replied the genius. Provided that your story surpasses that of the dog. With this agreement, the second man began in this way.
Okay.
I'm like the girl from 1001 Arabian Nights, huh? I'm keeping y'all on the edge. Okay, Scott. And you guys, what did you guys learn from this story?
Well, I learned that the Sultan and his genie seem to like stories. They're putting up with a lot. They got like a job to do here, but they're just like, oh well, let's everybody just tell their story.
What's their job to do?
They gotta unalive.
No, they don't want to. I don't think they want to do that for real. I think they just bored. These are just bored people.
Well, they're easily distracted.
Well, good. They got ADHD like me, period. The thing that stood out to me is this. When don't let jealousy get you write you a check that your butt can't cash. Meaning that lady got all jealous because of the slave woman and her son, and she could have just left him alone and just been like, okay, he made his choice, whatever. But instead, she wanted to sow some chaos. And what did she get in return? Chaos. Now she a dog. So don't let jealousy get you in trouble. Just let it happen and move along. Because that's what the wife should have did. Period.
There you go.
Did you have anything else?
I do not.
Sorry, we're in my house today because or in my room today because my other room is being used. So, So anyway, we're gonna end this live. And hope you guys enjoy. We're gonna end this live and then we'll be back, of course, with the interesting thing that happened at Perfect Anchors Inc. So with that, we're gonna bid you guys adieu. As always, we hope you guys had a great time. Of course, we had a great time having you guys here. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, check out our other live shorts. And with that, we're going to bid you guys adieu. So from wherever we are to wherever you guys are, peace, love, and happiness. Get them a rinky dinky dink. And we'll be back in like 30 minutes. I'm going to just get dressed up and we going to go for the gusto. Okay, guys? So we'll see you guys later. Bye. Are you going to say bye, Scott?
Bye.